What is up, guys? We are back at it again with Touchdown Talk. As always, I'm Zack Brown. We've got a full slate of action to go over in the NFL from Week 5 and college football, another action-packed weekend. So let's get right into it. As always, we are going to start with the NFL, go through the Week 5 games and all of the action that happened there. Some teams were on a bye, and some teams, well, they probably should have been on a bye because it did not go the way everyone planned it to. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, the Bears traveled to Washington to take on the Commanders. Everyone expected after the very solid performance the Commanders had against the Philadelphia Eagles, Commanders would just take care of business against the Bears, no questions asked. But all of a sudden, the Bears decided to show up. Justin Fields had a remarkable game, but the really big story out of everything from this game is DJ Moore. Went absolutely off in this game. Took down the Commanders. Bears 40, Commanders 20. Commanders kind of looking back what they were expected to throughout the year. Sam Howell did not look good. No one did. No one looked good on the Commanders. So where do they go forward? It's a setback for sure, but they're gonna have to figure something out quick. Losing to the Bears sucks because the Bears were, and they still are, ranked one of the worst teams according to the next year's draft order. So yeah, Commanders definitely gonna have to get something figured out. You can't win in front of your home crowd like that. And seemingly could not cover DJ Moore worth a damn. Next game we're going to is across the pond. Again, another week of the London games. The Jaguars stayed in London for a second straight week. They kind of want to have that as an experiment and see whether the teams would have a competitive advantage or disadvantage. Well, clearly, it looked like they had an advantage. The Jaguars take care of business and shock everybody and beat the Buffalo Bills 25-20. The Bills lose Matt Milano, likely for the entire year. Now they've got Tre'Davious White out. Just a buku amount of injuries that have happened. They signed former All-Pro corner Josh Norman. So we'll see how he can transition into that defense. It really can't hurt at this point because the defense needs all the help they can get with everybody getting hurt. Jaguars looked all right. I mean, they're getting into a rhythm and they're making it tough for people to beat them. They found ways to win, and Doug Peterson's kind of getting the boat steered into the right direction once again and getting Trevor Lawrence into a rhythm. And Travis Etienne looks really, really good right now. So the Jaguars over the Bills shocked everyone over in London. The field, all the players are complaining how the field is concrete. We go the whole way across to a completely different country, and we are playing on concrete. That's something they're definitely going to have to look at. You can tell that the field wasn't what a normal turf field looks like. It looked like it was a very thin layer of turf, and I've played on them before, and they are not fun. They're not fun on the knees. They're not fun on the feet. You slip, slide. So the NFL's going to have to figure something out there. I know it's convenient to just roll out the turf, and it's real easy to adjust the design and paint using turf, but with 2023, there's got to be a way to have a common ground between turf and grass and make it where you can do everything in a much easier way, a much more convenient way, but you've also got to have it where the players are safe. Players shouldn't go out there and every single time they touch the turf, they're probably going to have some significant injury taking them out for the year. So that's something the NFL needs to look at. They're having tremendous ratings in London, tremendous ratings in Europe. That's not going to stop. And the way this is going, I fully expect within the next few years There will be a division in Europe made up probably of 2 London teams and 2 Germany teams as of right now. And especially when they are able to get travel to make it easier to get to these places. Yeah, there's going to be a division over there. The NFL is going to be a worldwide thing. It's where the revenue's coming. And NFL is never going to shy away from making more money. The next game, we're going to a shutout. And this is just starting to get embarrassing, and everything is just spiraling out of control for them. The New Orleans Saints booty whop the New England Patriots 34-0. Mac Jones looks completely lost. Bill Belichick has seemingly lost his touch as a coach. Bill O'Brien does not know how to call an offense. The Patriots are dead. They're done. That's it. This dynasty is officially over. They're just not competitive anymore. I've said this early on. I think this is going to be Bill Belichick's last year, and I'm very much sticking to that. And it comes a time where things need to come to an end. And when you're having this lackluster of a performance, this is 100% showing the end. I don't know what has really happened. I don't know if it's Bill not adjusting to more modern times and just staying in his old ways, which really are not working anymore. I don't know. And Mac Jones is terrible. So maybe the Patriots, they give up on the season. They tank to try to get Caleb Williams. And will Belichick be able to stay and groom a quarterback that has a very promising future? Who knows? But the Saints aren't that good that they should be losing 34-0 to the Saints. It's just embarrassing, especially at home. It's just really embarrassing. Maybe they should call Tom if he will come back and see what he can do to help. Next game, the Colts over the Titans. The Colts are in the lead of the AFC South, a definitive lead right now. This is basically the battle for the first place in that division, and the Colts look phenomenal. They are a very good, well-coached team. Shane Steichen has done a phenomenal job with these guys. Big story out of is Anthony Richardson getting hurt, and he's been put on IR. So it's Gardner Minshew time now, and he looks really comfortable in this system. Looks really good. He's a team guy. He's ready to go. The guys trust him. And now they get Jonathan Taylor back on a big deal of almost $14 million a year for a 3-year deal. Bringing him back, you got more weapons. Don't overuse Gardner Minshew. He's not really built for that, but put him in the right situations. He's going to do just fine, especially just for at least for 4 weeks. The concern is you spent a number 4 overall pick on Anthony Richardson, and he hasn't. Well, he's finished 1 whole game. He just can't seem to stay healthy, and this time it's his shoulder. So I don't know if he's that injury prone, or he just doesn't really know how to adjust to take the hits from the in the NFL yet. But yeah, there is concern. You go that high in the draft, and you draft a seemingly franchise guy, and he's not even able to be available. So yeah, everybody says that the best ability is availability. So we'll see moving forward, but I think the Colts are in a comfortable spot right now, leading that division. And again, they look like a solid team. Here comes an upset that really no one saw. The Steelers upset the Ravens 17-10 in Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett with a go-ahead vertical to George Pickens, his guy. He calls an audible, sees it at the line. He's got one-on-one with George Pickens. I scared the shit out of me right there. There was an alarm going off. And when he sees one-on-one, he calls Randy like Randy Moss, go Moss this motherfucker. And he does. And the reaction from the offensive coordinator is less than enthusiastic. That motherfucker needs to go. He clearly was pissed off that Kenny decided to go against what he called as a play, and it actually worked. It's amazing that Kenny's just starting to say, fuck it. You know what? Let's just go actually call plays that work and not the stupid ass middle school offense that we run. You gotta fire Matt Canada. That motherfucker is an idiot. He does not know how to put the people in the right position. He does not know how to call an offense. It is very clear. Everybody in Pittsburgh is pissed off. Those Yinzers, they're fucking fed up with it. They're 3-2 leading their division, and they are fucking still fed up with this damn coach. And a lot of them are starting to get real loud about firing Mike Tomlin. I don't think it's on Mike Tomlin. I think he's a really good coach, but I think he's so damn stubborn that he will not pull the trigger and fire his offensive coordinator. Fucking monkey could do better than this. A fucking 4-year-old. Like, what are we doing, Matt Canada? It's ridiculous. Luckily, your defense is really good, and T.J. Watt's an animal, but you're fucking cost the Steelers a potential playoff season if you keep it up. But I digress. Steelers get a win, and we'll see what they do moving forward. Lions and Panthers. What do you got to say? Lions look really, really good. They're a top team in the NFC and in the NFL. Panthers blow. I live in the area of a lot of Carolina Panthers fans, and they are very much regretting that the Panthers traded away all that shit to just get Bryce Young, who is not looking good. Neither is their offensive line, or receivers, or defense, or coaches. They fucking suck. I don't know why they hired Frank Reich. I don't think he's a good head coach. I think he's a decent offensive coordinator, but he is not a good head coach. They should have kept Steve Wilkes. The players loved him. You've got to have a players coach now. With this young generation coming in, they what's the word I'm looking for? They listen better, and they're able to be more productive with a coach like that. The coaches that are stuck in their old ways, and you see it with Belichick, it's not fucking working. And the Panthers, they got a lot of other issues too. I mean, they just they messed up. They get rid of DJ Moore next year's first round, and the swap first rounds with the Bears. Now the Bears have the top 2 picks in the draft as of, for next year. Yeah, Panthers blow. Lions look really good though. Sam Laporte is a hell of a rookie out of Iowa. The tight end, hey, he looks really good. All right, moving on. Next game. Another NFC South opponent. The Falcons just barely on a Younghoe Koo field goal at the end beat, and almost you could say upset, the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud still not throwing any interceptions. He looks very, very good. The Texans are in a good place. That's a good battle. The Falcons needed to get a win and to stay in the race with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who'd have thought? And the Texans, there's still a lot of optimism going around that entire organization. They found their franchise guy, I think. It's been 5 weeks, but he looks really good, and it's only going to get better. He's got the confidence now. He hasn't started off so slow like Bryce Young, but now he's got his confidence, and a confident quarterback is a successful quarterback. So I expect big things from CJ Stroud for the rest of the year and moving forward in his career. All right, next game, Dolphins and Giants. Not much to talk about here except Daniel Jones has basically died because his offensive line is fucking booty poo-poo. And the Dolphins do the thing and beat the Giants. They only scored 31 points. I thought they would score like 742 points against the Giants because they're trash. There's a lot of optimism for both New York teams, but definitely for the Giants this year. After making the playoffs, winning a playoff game, signing Daniel Jones to $8 billion contract or whatever, something fucking ridiculous they did. Turns out that they were wrong to do that. They should have, I don't know. I think they should have just franchise tagged him and build around that offensive line, because you can't do anything if you have no one to block, and they have no one to block. You give up, what is 11 fucking sacks? That's terrible. That's just terrible. The fucking awful, awful, awful. I like it. Obviously, you see everything on my shirt and my hat, but it's they got to figure out something. I don't even know what else to say. I know some Giants fans, and they're just like, we've made mistakes. All right, next game. The Bengals looking like they're back to themselves, 34-20 over the Cardinals. Joe Burrow slinging it because he was on the bench of my fantasy team, so why the fuck wouldn't he go off? Jamar Chase, after allegedly asking for a trade last week, goes absolutely bananas in this game. Looks great. Offense is starting to get rolling, get clicking. Again, Joe Burrow's getting healthier each and every week. That was a must-win for them to stay within striking distance of the AFC North. And with the Ravens losing to the Steelers, that's big, because I think the Bengals feel like they can beat the Steelers whenever they play them, and for good reason, because these, like I said, Steelers offense is trash. But I think this is the time now. Joe Burrow, first of all, he's getting the rust off. This would be the time in training camp that he would have had, but he'd been hurt in training camp, and the offense is going to start getting clicking again. So look for the Bengals to make another solid run in the next 12 games. All right, getting to the Eagles, my team, heading to LA. They take care of business. 23-14 wasn't even really that close. The dominating performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. First half, I was concerned. I thought it was going to be a shootout. They just could not stop Cooper Kupp. That motherfucker looks good. He doesn't miss a beat. He is a fantastic wide receiver. There's a reason he's a Super Bowl MVP. There's a reason he was Offensive Player of the Year a couple years ago. He's just an awesome, awesome, awesome receiver. His route running is impeccable. And I'm very shocked how well the Eagles adjusted at halftime to shut down the Rams in the second half. Eagles could have easily scored 30-plus points in this game. They fell short a little bit in the red zone offense, which is a bit of a concern. But that's one thing you can obviously work on. And that's one big thing that stands out, and you can work on that. Again, they have not played their best ball. This has probably been the most complete game that the Eagles have had. Jalen Hurts looked really solid. He had that one pick. He was trying to get A.J. Brown. I think he was trying to get a flag thrown the way it was working out earlier in the game. But the corner kind of expected that, and that was a pick, costly pick in the red zone. And just settling for field goals. But Jake Elliott, he seems like he can't miss right now. He's got almost 60 points already on the year. Awesome kicker. Arguably the best Eagles kicker of all time now. He's putting his name up there. David Akers, love you, but damn, Jake Elliott's looking good. The Rams aren't a bad team. They really are not a bad team. And with Sam Bradford being healthy, and Cooper Kupp coming back being healthy, and Puka Nacua looking good, and Tutu Atwell looking really good. They're explosive offense, and they've got a pretty solid defense. You got Aaron Donald. You always have a chance with Aaron Donald on that side. But the Aaron Donald for the Eagles is Jalen Carter, and that guy is awesome. He is so disruptive on the inside. He's already getting projections as a first-team All-Pro. He's a rookie. He just got here. He's only going to get better. So that is definitely a promising thing. Very, very, very excited for that. Look for what he can do. Awesome draft pick by Howie, and good thing that they trusted him to with all the off the field issues, trust him enough to draft him, and it looks like it is paying off. Going into the Jets and Broncos game, well, Nathaniel Hackett gets his revenge over the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton. Sean Payton talking all this mad shit in the offseason. Well, Hackett and the Jets go in there into Denver and get the big-time win. Russell Wilson throws a bad interception at the end. Things look like they're falling apart in Denver. And the Jets, they're hanging on. They are somehow Aaron Rodgers potentially could return if they are in the playoff hunt. If they just somehow get squeaked by with some wins, must wins just like this, wins that they're supposed to get, they have a shot. The Broncos have no shot of making the playoffs anytime soon with Russell Wilson or Sean Payton or the Oregon. I don't even know what the core problem is right now. It's a little bit of everything. I don't even know what you could start with the Broncos. Start over, I guess. I don't know. You got Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy on the outside. They're good receivers. Russell's looked better this year. Just the team looks like trash. But Zach Wilson looking better and better, and he looks better than he has ever before. That's definitely a testament to Aaron Rodgers helping him out and getting prepared each and every week and having that confidence boost from Aaron to Zach. Next game, a lot of people are discussing how the refs are also rigging it. The Chiefs 27, the Vikings 20. There's a bunch of dispute that happened towards the end of the game with roughing the passers and pass interference and unsportsmanlike conduct, and how the refs were looking at the guy that took off his helmet in the end zone. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. End of the game, though, I don't think you'd often see that penalty being called. You don't usually see it. With the emotions like that, it could be called, but I would have been shocked if they called it on either team. Vikings lose another close one. Their turnover differential is absolutely insane. They can't figure anything out, and it looks like this is Kirk Cousins last year. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. Chiefs needed to get a win. Travis Kelce rolled his ankle in the first half. Looked actually worse than what it was. Low ankle sprain, comes back in the second half and gets a touchdown, a bunch of catches. Looked really solid. All right, here's what I have been excited to talk about. I've sent some of my Monday memes with it. The absolute ass-kicking on Sunday Night Football, making every Eagles fan smile just a little bit more. The San Francisco 49ers 42, the Dallas Cowboys 10. The Cowboys got smacked. All of this talk all week long, how we another team, we're a new team, we're going to beat the shit out of the 49ers. They're not that good. Well, wrong. You're wrong. Brock Purdy is a really, really, really good quarterback. He is a smart quarterback. And he kind of reminds me of a guy that was in New England and Tampa Bay for a little bit. Just his intellectual, on the field IQ, very impressive. When you are behind that offensive line where they don't allow anybody to get near you, you also have McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Ayuk, George Kittle. That's a fucking scary offense. And then the flip side of the defense, Fred Warner is absolutely everywhere. This dude is awesome. He is 100% the best linebacker in the damn league. He seemingly can't slow down. He knows where the ball is going to be. And Greenlaw right next to him, he is just right below as good as him. So that duo, it kind of reminds me, what was it? Patrick Willis and you know who I'm talking about if you're a 49ers fan or a football fan. Linebackers have been a premium in San Francisco. And then you got Joey Bosa. And, just... I don't know how you stop the 49ers. Hargrave, that's who I was thinking of. How do you stop them? I really don't know. But I also think it's a mental thing with Dak and the 49ers at this point. Trying a little too much and knowing that there's a lot of outside noise. And you're in San Francisco too. So, and Sunday Night Football, you're trying a little bit too much and it wasn't working. Not going to say the Cowboys are season's over. They're 3-2. They've got a winning record. They've got the capability of going on runs. But when it comes to big time games like this, they seem to always fall short, whether it's in the regular season or the playoffs. So congrats to the 49ers. There's only 2 undefeated teams left, the 49ers and Eagles, and they will clash here in a few weeks. Definitely looking forward to that. And we'll obviously dive into predictions when it comes to that. The Raiders and Packers finishing off the week at Monday Night Football. Probably one of the most snoozing games you could ever think of. There's a bug on my camera. I'm trying to get it. I won't die. What do you say about this one? The Packers' offensive line couldn't block anybody. They had that Ole offense where it let everybody through. Crosby was getting to the quarterback all the time. Jordan Love looked confused, looked inaccurate. They can't get a run game going. They got no identity. The Packers basically had a home crowd because nobody cares about Las Vegas, it seems like. I don't know. Packers kind of looking like they needed Aaron Rodgers. Shocker, shocker. And the Raiders do just enough to come away with a win against the Packers. Garoppolo made just enough throws, story of his career, to get a win. And that was a must win for the Raiders to, instead of dropping to 1-4, they are 2-3. And that wraps up the Week 5 NFL action. So join with me while we look ahead for the Week 6 action. And this week, obviously, as always, Week 6 action and preview is brought to you by W Energy. You want to feel better? You want to stay awake? You want to have something that you're not going to have the crash or jitters? Go check out W Energy. Use my promo code ZBHP at W.GG. They've got energy supplements, hydration supplements, great flavors, and anything, such a variety. Check them out, W.GG. Use my promo code ZBHP, 10% off your order. If you look on the screen right now, if you're watching this, I've got, once again, the Blue Raspberry. This is legitimately my favorite. It's the Big Energy Tears, really good stuff. I like to drink it in place of my coffee in the mornings. That way I don't have the crash, I don't have the jitters. I just feel pretty good throughout the day. So, W Energy, be better. Let's get with our picks. All right, we're starting off with Thursday Night Football this week. The Chiefs host the Denver Broncos in an AFC West clash, showdown, whatever you want to call it. Broncos are terrible. And the Chiefs are defending champions for a reason. They still got Patrick Mahomes. They got Andy Reid. They've got Travis Kelce. I don't think this game is going to be close. The Chiefs don't usually blow out people. This will be an exception. The Chiefs take care of business against the Denver Broncos, who are a complete dumpster fire and one of the teams spiraling out of control this year. The next game, we've got the Ravens and the Titans. Interesting showdown right here. Both teams with a loss last week that a lot of people didn't really expect. I expect a bounce back for both teams. I think it'll be lower to mid-range scoring. I think the defenses will look pretty impressive. I do like the Titans at home here, though, to beat the Ravens in a lower scoring affair. Nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. The Panthers at Dolphins, do I need to say anything? The Panthers are 0-5. They're fucking they're done. They're done. They're done for the year. Just fire everyone. Dolphins, one of the best teams in the league. Dolphins by 1 billion points over the Panthers. Not even fucking close. Saints and Texans. This will be an interesting game. Texans back at home at a very, very good home field advantage stadium. The Texans fans are getting into it. They're getting behind their franchise quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Looks really, really good. Saints defense is pretty impressive, though. So definitely won't be a blowout. I think it'll be a back-and-forth game. But I like the Texans at home here to beat the Saints. Commanders, Falcons. It depends what Commanders team shows up, and honestly, it depends what Falcons team shows up. Commanders' run defense is not the greatest, so with the Falcons, that's really the only thing they can do right. I like Bijan to have a big game over the Washington Commanders, and I like the Falcons over the Commanders in general. Falcons over Commanders in that game. AFC South showdown right now. I'm kind of shocked the Jags don't have a week off after back-to-back weeks in London. They're making them come back here and play a 1 o'clock game. That's going to be tough. That's going to be really, really tough to do. That's my main concern, and the way the Colts have been playing as a team, I like the Indianapolis Colts to go into Jacksonville and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Seahawks and Bengals. Seahawks coming off of a bye. Not really anybody banged up big time. Metcalf had some ailments, but nothing that was keeping him out. But to rest him a little bit, that always helps. Bye weeks this early, I'm not a huge fan of, and I don't think a lot of players are. I think they like more of the middle bye weeks of the year. But Bengals need to get a win here against the Seahawks. Offense looks a lot better, but that Seahawks offense has been clicking. They get a bye week. They got a week to get ready for this game. I like the Seahawks to go in Cincinnati and beat the Bengals. Vikings and Bears battle for... I guess the Packers could be too. But this is the three-way battle for last place, and these are two of the teams playing, Bears and Vikings. Justin Fields looked really good. The offense started rolling, and they kind of let him do his thing and got DJ Moore more involved, pun intended. And the Vikings are another team that's just losing out on the season. Justin Jefferson's been put on IR, and it could be a more significant injury than just the 4 weeks on IR. I like the Bears to beat the Vikings in this. With JJ out, I like Justin Fields to take care of business against the divisional opponent, and they are at home too. So, Bears over Vikings. 49ers, Browns. Browns defense been pretty good. But the 49ers, they're just so damn good. They're such a good football team, so well coached, very smart football team. I don't think it's going to be a contest. 49ers win big in Cleveland. Patriots and Raiders, a poop matchup. Bill Belichick goes to take on his former prodigy, I guess, at their place, but at this point, they all suck. Patriots, I don't know what's going on there. Raiders, they're doing okay. I guess the okay team beats the really poopy team. Raiders over Patriots, and a very lackluster performance on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I will not be tuning into this game. I can almost assure you that. Moving on, Lions and Buccaneers got flexed to this 4 o'clock slate right here. Both teams, one-loss teams. Buccaneers coming off of a bye week right now. Bucs are at home, but Lions fans, I expect them to travel well to Florida. The Lions are just clicking on all cylinders. I like the Lions in this game over the Bucs, and the Lions to improve to 5-1, which would be insane. Never thought I would see it in my lifetime. Moving on to the Cardinals and Rams, an NFC West showdown. It'll be closer than what people think, I believe. I do like the Rams at home. I think another week with Cooper Kupp coming back, he'll have another big game. Matthew Stafford getting the chemistry back with his number one target, and Puka Nacua still keeping it rolling as well. I like the Rams over Cardinals. Final 3 games. Philadelphia Eagles head to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets, a stadium they are very well familiar with. This was going to be a really highly anticipated game. It's a little bit less now that Aaron Rodgers is out, but the Jets have never beat the Eagles. They are definitely hungry to beat the Eagles. Eagles are 12-0 against the Jets all time. The Jets know this. They hear it every damn time they play. But I just think the Eagles are too much for the Jets right now. I think with Jalen Carter on the interior, that pass rush was starting to get rolling at the end of the Rams game. Getting to Zack Wilson, a less than average offensive line. I think a big defensive game for the Eagles, and I think the Eagles make enough plays on offense to take care of business against the New York Jets. So Eagles over the Jets. Giants at Bills. You got the former Bills offensive coordinator, now the head coach of the Giants. He wants to show off what he's got on his team, but his team is poop. So that's Sunday Night Football, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night to go to bed. Bills over Giants, not even close. Cowboys, Chargers, Monday Night Football. I think it's a good Monday Night Football game. Austin Eckler expected to return. Cowboys coming off a big-time loss, but the Cowboys fans are going to travel to L.A. They'll probably have more fans than the Chargers fans. So I almost feel like a home game for the Cowboys. But I actually like the Chargers in this. I think it'll be a shootout. I don't think there'll be a whole lot of defense in this game. Justin Herbert can get rid of the ball pretty quick. Michael Parsons is going to be eyeing him down the entire game. But I think Herbert will make enough plays, enough big plays, explosive plays to get the win over the Cowboys. I'm really much hoping so. Chargers over the Cowboys is my pick. So there are my picks for the NFL. And like we always do, the next segment, let's dive into College Football Roundup. All right, like we always finish up with rounding out the college football Week 6 slate. Actually, there's also one game I want to talk about with the Appalachia State Mountaineers. They lost to the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer. You lost to a team that nobody knows what the mascot is. Come on now. These Tuesday games seem to give App a problem, especially when Coastal Carolina comes to town. I think it's a couple of these primetime weekday matchups that they've had issues with Coastal Carolina. And Coastal Carolina gets the last-second field goal on that Tuesday night game to beat the Mountaineers. I have never seen a team consistently play to the level of their competition each and every single week, like the App State Mountaineers. They could be playing fucking Georgia and would somehow go head-to-head with them, and then the next week they'd go against Bob's College for the blind and deaf and somehow have a close game with them too. So, like, I don't really understand. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's the players. It's so freaking frustrating. They went toe-to-toe with North Carolina, and North Carolina is looking to close into the top 10 of the AP rankings. So, it's just frustrating. Just being an App fan for a while, it's just frustrating seeing that. Hopefully they can bounce back. They got another long week, almost another mini bye, but they had this time and weren't prepared. So I don't know what they got to do. The players love their coach. He's a former player himself, but I don't know if Sean Clark needs to go or not. I don't really know what the solution is. But let's go through the big games that happened this past week. Obviously, I talk about Penn State a lot. Penn State had a bye week, and they'll be playing this week. So we'll do some outlook here in a minute. But let's go through some of the bigger games that happened. Top 25 matchup between UCLA, Washington State. UCLA got the job done. Get a big-time win over Washington State to stay alive in the AP rankings, climb their way up, and in the, I guess technically they're still Pac-12 for now until next year. So in the Pac-12 race, the Red River Shootout, and it was a shootout. The Oklahoma Sooners take down the Texas Longhorns in a highly contested back and forth game. It seems like it's like this a lot lately. That's a big-time loss for Texas as they had their sights on a college football playoff. They're not out of it yet. Anything can still happen. They only fell to 9. Oklahoma moved up to number 5. They jumped over Penn State and a bunch of other people who didn't even play this week. So that's interesting. But I don't do the AP rankings. But impressive win by Oklahoma. And another just disappointing loss for Texas. Another year, another disappointing loss. You got Alabama, had a close game over Texas A&M, but Alabama's still getting wins. And they are staying in the race in the SEC right now. And if they keep creeping and they do what they got to do, Alabama's got a shot to make their outside shot, but they still got a shot to make the playoffs, and I did not think that was going to happen. Let's go through all these. Georgia body slam Kentucky. I thought this could be a potential great game and a potential upset. I had Georgia winning, but I thought Kentucky would show more of a fight. And Georgia just at home, that atmosphere, and they're improving each and every single week. They stay on top of the number 1 in the AP polls and everybody's polls. Georgia destroys Kentucky 51-13. Louisville, Notre Dame is just falling apart right now. Louisville beats Notre Dame, big time win for the Louisville Cardinals. Disappointing loss for Notre Dame. High expectations. Once again, Notre Dame is not able to live up to those expectations. Happens every single damn year, and everybody keeps talking about it. So, can we just finally stop talking about Notre Dame being a potential playoff contender until we are proven otherwise that they can actually win? Thank you. Moving on. You had Michigan, big-time win over Minnesota. Nobody surprised about this. Here is a very hilarious game that has happened this past weekend. Miami falls to Georgia Tech in the most embarrassing fucking way. Worst coaching job I've ever seen. It's like a Madden game where you wanted to get a couple extra stats and everything, a couple extra yards. And the running back fumbles. Instead of just taking a fucking knee in any of the damn game, Miami's running back fumbles. Georgia Tech gets the ball back and win on a blown coverage, deep pass. See you later. Miami Hurricanes are done. Georgia Tech beats them after Georgia Tech they got blown out by, what was it? Was it Bowling Green or something this year? Embarrassing loss by Miami. Poor coaching job. Yep, that's it on that. USC had a very close to getting upset by Arizona. They win in an overtime fashion, 43-41. Caleb Williams still is really fantastic. He's really great quarterback. He's about to win the Heisman again. There's no question about that. Colorado had a close game too against, was it Arizona State? Coach Prime was very upset with their performance. He expects them to do a lot better than what they did, but they get a win and they look forward to this next game. Moving forward, let's look ahead at some of the games this week that are big. The biggest game that everyone is talking about is a mid-afternoon game. Oregon and Washington, number 8 and number 7, clash of Titans right now. Big game. Playoff implications, conference title implications on the line. This is going to be a really good game. I'm excited to see this one. Could be game of the year. Should I say it? Possibly. Oregon, I think with Bo Nix on the path he is going right now, that Oregon defense, I like the Oregon Ducks to go into Washington and beat the Huskies. So Oregon over Washington is my pick on that one. Obviously, we talk about Penn State every week because I'm biased. Penn State, if they lose this game, I'm giving up on college football forever. I am never, ever watching them again. They are playing UMass, and they should win by at least 40-ish points. That's all I got to say about that. And that sets up for a major showdown next week in Columbus, Ohio, Penn State, Ohio State. I can't wait. Moving through Miami, UNC. Before Miami looked like they were with that embarrassing whatever the fuck they did. That had potential to be really good. I think UNC takes care of business over Miami, no problem. USC, Notre Dame, potential to be a good game. Notre Dame could come pissed off and very emotional right now and upset USC. Notre Dame is home, so that is a primetime game. A lot of emotion riding on that, but I think Caleb Williams is just too much right now. He's going to be too much for Notre Dame to handle, and Notre Dame's not going to be able to keep up with USC, in my opinion. UCLA and Oregon State, another top 20 matchup. I like the Beavers. The Beavers look good. they are impressing this year. Oregon State used to be a team that you played in NCAA because they're one of the worst teams. You were like, hey, see if I can do something with them. If I can do something with them, then I'm pretty decent. And now Oregon State, if they had NCAA out right now, that'd be a good team to use. But that does it, everybody. We've gone through college football, NFL, everything you need to. So if you like it, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like this video, like the channel, follow anywhere you get your podcast. If you're listening to this, follow all social media platforms. Make sure you keep up with the YouTube channel. If you're not watching this right now on YouTube, check out the YouTube channel because I put some funny memes in there and gives people a little bit of a smile each and every Monday to start off their work week. So yeah, make sure keep checking this out, keep liking this channel, and just keep having fun with it, everybody. See you guys next week.